Yo guys, welcome back to the Driven Mindset, and in this video we're going to be talking about the cars that going to keep you poor, the cars that going to never let you escape the rat race. And the first car we're going to be talking about is wait, you know what, before I start, I just want to make it clear, you can afford these cars, and the proper way to afford these cars that I'm going to talk about, if you have passive income paying for your liability. If you don't have passive income, I would advise you to stay away from every car that I'm about to talk about. And the first car we're going to be talking about from experience is Mercedes. Stay away from Mercedes, especially the used ones, the one with mileage, the ones out of warranty. Let me tell you from personal experience, my AC went out on my C300 and it cost me $3,500 for an AC compressor. $3,500. That's horrible. You could invest that in the market. Listen, $3,500 could have bought me a whole nother beater. Some used Corolla or Honda somewhere and drive it for the next 100,000 miles for $3,500. But for the Mercedes, it was $3,500 just for AC. You must be crazy. So that definitely going to stop you from growing, especially, you know, if you making $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year, you don't really have that money to invest $3,500 on an AC compressor on a used car with no warranty. The next brand we're going to be talking about is BMWs. Now, back in the days, BMW was known to be a money pit. Doesn't matter what model you had. But now with the B58, way more reliable, people were able to push power, or they're seeing examples of 160,000 miles with no issue, because those engines are fairly new. They're less than 5-6 years old. So now people are seeing what the engine can do in the long run, and there's a lot of BMWs are over 160,000 miles from the B58 series. Now, it's still a BMW, even though they have a more reliable engine. It's still a BMW, and things will be costing you, especially out of warranty. It will definitely cost you some money. Now, I have a friend that owned a used BMW, and I remember I think his low pressure fuel pump went, and that thing was like $1,800. I was like, oh my God, $1,800 for a fuel pump. Oh, Jesus, woo, you crazy. Anyway, he got rid of the car, of course. He realized that everything just costs a lot of money. A brake job on it was damn near, $2,300 for a brake job. Well, goddamn. For a car like this, even a brand new Camry like this, not going to cost me $2,300 for a brake job. But for that old BMW, oh man, it was basically eating his money away. He got rid of it, of course, got himself something way more fuel efficient, and way more reliable. But man, just seeing him going through that with the older BMW, he got a 325i, I think, and he was just blowing money, man, just throwing money away because it was a money pit. It's crazy. But that's how I feel about BMW. It is what it is. Maybe one day I'll own a BMW. I like to own one of the B58 platforms just to have some fun with it, but I don't see me owning that car for a long period of time. Just to say I did it. I, take it to the track a little bit, have some fun, but I don't see me owning that as a car that I will own for a long time. Now, the third car we're talking about is the Maseratis. Now, if you do your research with Maseratis, you know that they cost a lot brand new, but they have one of the worst depreciation ever in history. Forget the maintenance requirements. Let's talk about depreciation. The average Maserati expect a 60% depreciation in 3 years. One of the worst on the market. I mean, I think them and the Bentleys are like the worst cars to buy brand new because of the depreciation. Just horrible, just straight horrible. They have no resale value. They're very expensive to upkeep, especially out of warranty. That's where the majority of the poorer or the less class people would buy. Most rich people would lease those cars. You have to understand that most rich people are going to lease those cars for their business, and it's always going to be under their business name, and they're going to use it as a tax write-off. The only reason why he's driving a Bentley, because if he doesn't drive a Bentley, he owe Uncle Sam more money. So you might as well enjoy it by having the luxury of a Bentley, lease it for 2-3 years, and once the lease is up, you turn it in for another one. But hey, that's a smart way to do it. If you're making that type of money where you're paying high taxes and you have a business, and you might as well use that as leverage to help you out with your taxes. So, like I said, you can afford any of these cars you want, but make sure that it's your asset is paying for your liability, not the other way around. You should never use active income to buy liability. Never, never, never. You should always use passive income only. Man, that's a beautiful white Mercedes over there. I don't know if that's the GT or whatever. Don't get me wrong, guys. I love cars. I love all cars. I'm just operating within my budget. Ooh, that look nice. Ooh, that looks sexy. Listen, guys, I got a good car taste, okay? I just want to operate within my budget where I'm not being poor to look fancy online. Like I said, I make enough money where I could walk, get me a Z06 right now if I want to. The new C8 Z06, of course. I'm still debating if I want instant gratification or not. I believe I could afford it. I'm just trying to tell myself not to buy it. But maybe I get up one day, midlife crisis, and make a bad decision. And guess what? You guys could roast me in the comments. Like, oh my God, you bought yourself a brand new car. You're paying over $1,000 a month. That money could be invested in the market. You're so right. But check this out. I do have a little bit of leeway. The first thing, I do have some rental properties, and I do have some money in the market that works for me 24 hours a day. So technically, I do have a little bit of passive income. Now, it's not where I want to be because I still have to work for active income, but I do have a little bit of passive income that I'm working on. Next year, I'm going to be trying to, go to Texas, buy me some multiple properties down there. I think Florida is dead, but that's a whole different story when it comes to real estate. But if you ever see me decide to get myself a nice little, C8 Corvette Z06 for the channel, just know that I'm kind of okay. But anyway, worst case scenario, I'll just make more videos and hopefully my YouTube pay for my car. Yay! You gotta have a side hustle, especially in 2026, guys. Make a side hustle. But anyway, guys, that's just another car I was talking about. Kind of got sidetracked, but back to the story. Now, the next car that could really keep you poor forever is the Jaguars. Ooh, just like the Maserati, they are horrible with depreciation. They will literally just take your money and throw it in the freaking toilet and flush it, because Jaguars have horrible depreciation after 3 years, normally 50 to 60%. Very high depreciation for those cars. People don't own them for a long time. A lot of them is on the lot, and that happened to certain brands, just like the Land Rovers and stuff like that, Range Rovers, all of them have the same fate, the same depreciation fate, same high maintenance and not much reward outside of warranty. Those cars are really good if you just lease them. If you have those cars with warranty, you're leasing them, you don't care about maintenance, you're driving it for 30,000 miles in 3 years and you turn it back in, those are perfect cars. But outside of that, hell no, they will 100% keep you poor, keep you broke, and I will stay away from them at all time. And of course, now we're going to be talking about these supercars like the RDR8s, the Lamborghinis, the used Ferraris. I'm talking about the older Ferraris. Those cars definitely going to keep you broke, because you ever look at the price tag to change a Ferrari brake, even on an older model? You're going to be looking like $8,000 to $9,000 for a brake job. Now, I don't know about you, but $9,000 in the market right now sound pretty good, especially when the market is currently on a downswing. It'll be nice to get in low. But damn, $9,000 in a brake? Listen, man, I don't care how rich I get in life. If a mechanic tell me that this car gonna require a $9,000 brake job, I'm just gonna leave it at the dealership. I don't really care what the hell y'all talking about. Oh no, you can have the car. So I don't believe I will ever own a certain type of cars ever. I remember when T-Pain was talking about why he sold his Bugatti when he found out how much the radiator cost to fix. And he's like, wait a second, for the radiator cost what? He sold the car. And we all know T-Pain is a car guy. He's in the car lane now a lot lately. So, you know, he's been a car fan for a long time. But even he was like, hold up now. You telling me a radiator for the Bugatti costs what? Up for sale. That's a smart man to me. I don't care what no one say. But anyway, let me know what you guys think down below about the cars keeping you broke. There's a lot of people living that lifestyle right now. The average American is car poor right now. So, you know, a lot of them are driving these type of cars that definitely stopping them from building wealth. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.